Hi, this is Tina at Tina Stitches. Welcome to my channel. This is a channel all about cross stitch and very few other crafts that I do, which I actually do have another one to show. A different kind of craft to show you today. Today is Monday, October the 9th. It is Thanksgiving here in Canada. Well, actually, it was Thanksgiving yesterday. Yeah, and Columbus Day in the US yesterday. But today, Monday, I get to have the day off because of Thanksgiving. So, the weekend has been busy, so I'm really glad to have this day. Thankful, you can say, to have this day so that I can come and share with you. So, it's been 3 weeks since my last video. If you didn't watch my last video, I don't think I said what day it was, but it was 3 weeks ago. So there's a few things to show and a lot of progress on the few things that I have to show. I've basically been working on my evening projects about a week and then rotate it out, and my morning project, I call them. It's honestly, morning before I go to work is when I stitch on my full coverage. They're in here. I just put whichever one I'm working on. I pull it, either put it on the what is this thing? Lowry stand, and I stitch on that for the 20 to 30 minutes a day. That I have available before I go to work. And I can get between 70 and sometimes 200 stitches depending on the density, the confetti, all of that kind of stuff. All plays into that factor. So I didn't bring a drink with me. So I might be a bit raspy. I might have to pause and go get something to drink. I don't have a cold or anything. I don't drink enough water. So, yeah. So for the 3 weeks, I think maybe what I'll do is I'll break it down into you as week 1. These were the 2 things I worked on. And for this mornings, I was working on Hatter by Gecko Rouge. I will insert pictures of what it looked like before and what it should look like when it's finished. And here's where we're at now. And I did write down my stats for you. So that's where we're at. It's really good. So basically I was coming over here and trying to work these stitches up as far as they would go. I don't want to park. Parking can be stressful for me. So I try not to park. But it's also nice to just, get to an area, pick it up, and just keep going. So, pros and cons. Pros and cons. It also depends on which project I'm working on. This one is very heavy confetti in a lot of areas, so I don't really like parking on this one. Hatter. Artist is Omri Koresh, and charted and kitted by Gecko Rouge. I got the kit for Christmas one year. My husband got it for me, and I was able to get the digital backup so that I can use Pattern Keeper, which really did speed things along. I started on the bottom, started on the bottom and center, and I'm working my way up this pattern because, honestly, because there was very little confetti at the very, very bottom. So that's Hatter. So that would be my morning stitching, and that one is at 57,039 stitches out of 165,600, which makes it 34.44% for all of those stats people. My evening stitching, so in September there is a theme for the month that is very popular, and it's Sampler September. So all of the projects that I picked for September, except for my, full coverage, are samplers. I was able to, in my stash, in my current projects, I do have a variety of samplers. And so I decided to focus on those. So this one is Beautitudes by My Big Toe. I am stitching this on 22 count Hardanger, which looks a lot like Ada. It's a lot softer, and I don't want to say that the threads move more, but the holes are more pliable. I don't know. But this is based on a verse in the Bible, and I know I wrote it down somewhere, but it's not here. Matthew 5, verses 1 to 11. So I need to make a note of that and put it in here. So here's where it was when you last saw it. And I should take the chart off. And here it is now. So I was working from here over and bringing the border over. I don't think I touched this border, but I may have put a strand or two here. But basically I, do a strand in here and then come up here. Or to be honest, if I'm dead tired, I just worked on the border. Because there's a lot of border, it's very repetitive, and being that it's on Hardanger made it a lot more, a lot easier to just do those X's in that pattern and be done. So, Beautitudes. This is being stitched with Threadworks and Gentle Art Sampler threads. So Threadworks dark blue color is it's a number. They give it a name as well, but they only print the number on here. It's 1024. And it's dark blue. I think they call it Midnight. And I started stitching the reds with Gentle Arts Cranberry. And I had about 3 or 4 skeins and I ran out. And if you've been with me for a while, you know that I took some DMC and some Rit dye and made my own to finish it, because I did order more and they just didn't match the original dye lot, which, I knew that was going to happen. I've had that experience. This ain't my first rodeo. So that one, I'm hoping to get that page done by the end of the year. I know, I think at the beginning of the year I said that I wanted to have the whole thing done. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is 6 pages, so it's 2 pages across and 3 pages down. And so page 1, 3, and 4 are finished. So I just have to finish page 2. And then page 5 and 6 will have to be done. They are started, like, you know, whatever words were at the bottom, I finished those types. That's how I do it. I don't like leaving the page break. I can't do it. So my next big project, which I am working on this with a group of people on Facebook, but also supposed to be working. I started this with Kim and, I was going to say Kim and Sarah, but it's Kim and Caroline. Kim is from Stitch and Stuff on Flosstube, and Caroline from Carolyn Zook, Zook Stitch on Flosstube. Also runs Magazine Monthly Challenge Group and Zook Stitch Facebook page. Yeah, so I started this with them in August 2022. This is what it will look like when it's finished. This is the Stitching Shelf by Amy Stewart. I am stitching max color original size, not super size. I'm stitching mine on 25 count Lugana, antique white Lugana. Here's where it was when you last saw it. And here it is now. And I'm going to be honest with you. I've been, for this project, originally I just stitched on the top shelf. I started in the top center. And then I decided after, I don't know, 6 or 9 months, whatever it was, at the next season change, I dropped down to the next season. So there's a lot done on spring, and then there's one vignette done for summer, and I wanted to have a vignette done for fall before I moved on to winter. And to be honest, I got down to her dress here, and I thought there was still more to do before I even got to the winter scene. But there was enough stitching done in here, because I knew I had to start making my way down. But there was enough stitching done in here that I was actually at the winter part. So on September 22, I started winter. So that's where it's at. This is now at 39,097 stitches out of 375,550, which is 10.41%. The goal when we started this was to have it done in 10 years. And if we did 100 stitches a day, that would be possible. I believe I'm behind. Let me have a look. I don't even have it written down in here. Yeah, I should be at about 43,000 by now. So I'm about 4,000 stitches behind, which is not horrible, but I do want to make that up. So that's going to be that'll be discussed in plans. So what's next? This is another one that I started with Robin. Oh, well, I did start it with Robin. Bird's Eye Stitches on Flosstube and Carolyn Zook from Seeds Hook Stitch. They showed this on their one of their videos that they did together. They had bought this and I love it, and so I said, when do you want to stitch it? So we started this together. Honestly, I can't remember when. Camberley sampler, and I believe I have it written in some of my notes as Cambridge. By Rosewood Manor. I am using all the called for DMC. I started in the middle. Here's where it was when you last saw it. And I'm just folding it to get it to a nice place where you can't see through it. Because this is 35 count Edinburgh linen, so it's fine. Maybe I should move my needle minder. Oh, the suspense, right? There. So I do like a center start, and this is not charted very well for a center start. But I managed it. So I'm right here now. I'm stitching this with one strand of DMC over 2 threads. I like the delicate look that this has. The coverage is really good. But yeah. So this over here somewhere was the center. And then I went up, and then I'm working my way across to the beginning, the first page. So I think if I look at this again, yeah, so this is just this, this, and this. So it's a pretty big sampler. But that's okay. I'm not in any rush to have that one finished. Just, it was sampler September. Good time to pull it out. Give it some love. Okay, now the third week I worked on, for the mornings, everything is all over now. I haven't put away everything from the last video, so, you know, that's how it goes. Yeah, I had to look at my notes to see, did I work on that? That was quite a while ago. That was the Lettres de Gigi. Here, just so you can see. This is what I was talking about. This was still on the floor over here, when it really should go up there on the shelf, but stuff in the way. So this is the third full coverage design that I have on the go. And I've been rotating my full coverages. Like I said, I stitch them in the mornings. Because I want to get so much done on stitching shelf, I go Hatter, stitching shelf, inner depths, stitching shelf, Hatter, stitching shelf. So this is Inner Depths by Chris Ortega. This is what it will look like when it's finished. And this is where it was when you last saw it. And here it is now. And I worked in the middle mostly. Right over here. Just trying to bring the stitches to a good even point. But I also want to get to her, and she has a couple of stitches right here. There's a few stitches there that are actually part of her goggles that she has. So eventually, maybe next year, you'll see her start to appear. Because I do my method on this one is to try to get all the stitching done up to a certain point and all the way across. So like here we're at row 60, so I'm just coming in and up to here. This is about where I am now. Anything in the row 50 to 60, I fill that in and then continue it wherever it will go. I am parking on this one because it's only 70, is it 70 colors? These are all the colors. It's not a huge amount. 5 cards with about 20, not even 20 per card. So yeah, about 70 colors. But some of them are a little bit farther from each other. So parking and away waste knot, because when I'm stitching on the Lowry, this one is a little bit wide for me to be flipping over. And I had started it on another stand that was hard to flip over, and so I was doing away waste knot because nobody wants to flip over when it's difficult. That's just making it a difficult process, unenjoyable. Just do it this way. So that is Inner Depths, Chris Ortega, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. 2/1 half cross on 25 count antique white Lugana. And the second to last project that I worked on, this is also a stitch along. Not an official stitch along, but we both enjoyed this pattern. I bought it, she bought me the bag. This is a Dimensions kit I got off Amazon because I had a gift card. It's called Vintage Simplicity, right? Simplicity Vintage. Sorry, there it is there. And that's the design. I don't mind stitching on Aida. I think the Aida that came in the kit is really stiff, and that's a turnoff for me. So I switched it out for 28 count antique white Monaco. I believe it's Monaco. could be Lugana. It was in my stash. It was the right size. Here, let's just do a side by side. Here's it before, and here's where it is now. And yeah, as you can see, I finished her arms and her head and hair, and I even did a little bit of back stitching. I also started on the background, which I enjoy all that. I mean, honestly, you could have tea-dyed or modeled this before stitching on it, but to get that effect, but I'm okay with doing the extra stitches. So that's where we're at now. See if we can get a good shot for our next picture. Okay. I have a new start. I started this yesterday morning. I was supposed to start it October 1st because, you know, October is Halloween month. I don't have a lot of Halloween decorations. And I say that, except I have two over there right now. Let me see if I can... There's Halloween Fairy and another one over there waiting to be framed. Yeah, working on it. But this one here is supposed to be my lunchtime project, and I just haven't. It's a crazy week, and it's going to be another crazy week. It's, you know, holiday weeks in pharmacy is nuts. Let me just dump the threads out. So this is Halloween Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. I never know how to show this pattern because they have it like this. So that's the whole design. There's the drum. I did do Blooming Hearts Tiny Town. Something Hearts Tiny Town. I don't have it finished. Not fully finished. Yeah. But I had this piece of fabric because this is the same piece of fabric that I did the other Tiny Town on. And so I know it's the right size. And I just pulled a bunch of oranges, greens, and browns from my overdyed stash. I'm really eager to use this orange. Butter Chicken by Leo and Roxy. Then we got Pumpkin Pie. There's a limited edition. But, so here's my start after I drop some thread on the floor. Here's my start. I started this while I was on a Zoom call with Amy and Gail. Gail's Golden Needle and Amy from Mimi Stitchery. That's my start. I started in the middle, which means I started on that house there. So yeah, that's my start. Will I have it done this month? Not very likely, considering I only started it yesterday. a week behind already. So yeah, I will take it to work. I will try to work on it. Now that I have it started, it's a lot easier to pick up and continue. So we'll see. I think I had a question. I'm going to pause the video while I look up the question, okay? Okay, so I just had a quick look at the comments, and there was not a question, but there was something that I did want to address. Thank you, everybody, for the congratulations on my son. I don't talk about my family very often, and there is one little thing that I do need to clarify. Somebody had commented, congratulations on your son and future daughter-in-law. It's not a woman. My son married a man, and I'm totally fine with it. They're in love. They're great together, so, you know, more power to them. So I have another son. Yeah. Oh. I did work on something else. This is something that I had bought. I think I shared it. I had bought some charm packs. Quilting stuff. So this is a charm pack. Here. Pre-cut 5x5 squares of coordinating fabric. So I have a couple of them, and I wanted to make something with them, and so I made a quilt top out of 2 charm packs, and the charm pack collection is Paisley Place by Wilmington. Yeah, Wilmington Prince. Paisley Place. I don't know if you'll be able to see that very well, but there's the tag. And I cut them on the diagonal, and I used this box, just the box that I just held up. I just put them all in there, and I pulled 2 triangles out and sewed them together. And then I'd went downstairs, ironed those all, put them back in the box, and then sewed 2 of those together. And I just kept going until they were all done. And it's not a very big quilt, so 2 charm packs makes almost enough for a lap size. This would be a good baby size blanket. But there it is. And when I was looking at it on the back of the couch, where I put it to admire for a little bit before I decided what to do with it, I have an admission. Scrappy quilts are not for me. It looks great. It does. But when I look at it, I think to myself, well, I could have made, you know, I could have taken all of the black ones and made them turn into a diamond going around an orange diamond and then a pink diamond. Whatever, it's fine. It's still beautiful. But you know what else I noticed? Black and orange. So this is going to be my Halloween blanket. I was going to order from the same fabric line, but it's kind of hard to find. Unless you're going to buy like another kit type deal, another pre-cut thing, but I wanted yardage and that's not easy to find. So I bought some. I hope that they will coordinate because I have to buy online some orange prints and some black prints. I have some pinks in my stash already, but I don't have orange, believe it or not. And I've used up all my blacks on a different project. So I don't have anything of decent size. So that's what I've done so far. I do plan on making another blanket. I think I'm going to use the same method. I'm going to use this one that I just showed you. The basic grays. And I'm thinking I'm going to do the same kind of thing, but then with a block of white and then do like this, a solid and then a thing and then a solid. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of ways to use up these that I got, and my youngest son has indicated that he would like a blanket. So yeah, and he's not into pinks and oranges. So yeah. Well, I think that's about all that I have to share. I hope to be back in 2 weeks. If not, then hopefully 3 weeks. Mother-in-law is still in the same position at the hospital. Nothing is not getting better, not getting worse. I mean, it is what it is. So, yeah, go in there. My husband goes in there twice a day, most days, to go and visit her, and I go in on the weekends with him. Unless I can't, for whatever reason. So, yeah. Hopefully she'll get into a long-term care facility where she can interact with other people that residents there, you know. That's how it is. She's in a hospital bed right now, and right now she's actually sharing a room with somebody. She doesn't know them. They don't know each other. They're fine. Yeah. So I'm going to be back in about 2, 3, 4 weeks. If you have any questions, leave them in the message box below. If you like what you see, like, share, subscribe. If there's anything that you would like to see me work on, maybe leave a suggestion, because sometimes I have a hard time picking something. I do have an order coming from 123, and that is going to have at least one new start in it, because I have to. So when that comes in, I will share that, which would probably be about when I'm going to film it. So yeah. So until next time, take care of each other, be kind to one another. Happy stitching. Bye. Okay, this is Future Tina here. I forgot to mention my plans in my video, and so I'll do that now and hopefully be able to insert at a decent point. If not, it's going to be at the end. So plans, I think I am actually going to work on stitching shelf for the evenings as well this week. That's why I said I would bring it up in plans, because I do want to get it forward more, and it is in a Q-snap, so I can sit at my easy chair and work on it. It's a lot easier to work on it up here, but we'll see. We'll do that, see how it goes, see if I can catch up a little bit. I'm not in any group, well, I am in some groups still, but I'm not participating in any of the anagrams or themes or any like that, just because life has been too crazy for me to sit down and plan any stitching. I just want something to be there that I pick up and work on. To be honest, the Cambridge or Camberley sampler, I wasn't all that keen on picking it up again, but I didn't switch it out, so I just, okay, I guess I'm working on this some more. So I worked on it. And I didn't mind it. It's just one of those things that I'm not gravitating to, but it's there, so I'll stitch on it. Yeah. I know you're probably saying Christmas Eve Couriers. That's beading. That's a totally different monster. So it's staring at me right now. I'm telling you, this one here has been sitting here like this for months. Yeah. So I know once I get started, it'll be fine, but I just don't have that motivation right now. A lot of it does have to do with, get something started, gotta go to the hospital, go to work, all that stuff. And try to have some, quality time with my husband as well, right? So, anyways, for real, either back to the original video or until next time. Bye.